Right, so you've built your effective endgame loop, the code here that you need. If lives equal 0, then hide, say game over, and go back to the beginning, hit the green flag. What can you do to edit this? Because you still need that to function and that to happen. So you've got options here. You could fiddle around with the message that is sent. You could add music to it. You could go and add a sound. So you could have a sound that plays, explore the sounds. There might be a loser sound or something along those lines. You could have another sprite appear and display a message. You could have a sprite move across the screen displaying a message. You'd have to think about inserting a new sprite and having a sprite appear. I'll let you discover that one for yourself. Another option as well, to go slightly different, is to think about duplicating this code. What you could do is you could duplicate the code and slightly adjust it and have when lives equal 1. Now, I won't have it ask the message at the bottom. I might have the sprite actually speak. So I could have the sprite think or say, if lives goes to 1, I could have the sprite think about best take care for 2 seconds. I'm having my sprite actually say something, and just to remind the user that they're on their last life. Now, I don't need to put go back to the start or anything like that in the code because it'll still follow the instruction. These, I'll put them side by side so we can see. These two bits of code will still execute at the same time because they're in a forever loop and because they're equal in the forever loop. Even though they're next to the one's above the other, it doesn't matter because of the being inside the forever loop. If I touch the color black, it'll take me back to the beginning. At the same time, if the lives has dropped to 0 to 1, which it will do in this loop, as soon as that happens, this code will execute. So the minute I get to the bottom of this one, it touches black, it goes to that location, changes the lives by -1. That'll trigger this line of code where it says best take care. So it'll be back in the correct position. I don't need to recode that over here. I could do the same. I could have as a message for when lives are at 2. Be more careful, please, or something along the lines of, or even, ouch, that hurt. You could even have it where a different set of music started playing at each life. So after the first life is lost, we get a certain sound or bit of music. And the second life is lost, we get another piece of music. That would both work as well. So you're just adding more and more if loops. Another option you could include as well is that you could change the graphical appearance of the sprite. The sprite could change costume each time he loses a life. So all you'd have to do for that one is you'd go into looks and you'd have switch costume or go to next costume. So when lives equal 1, change to next costume. You could even start to look at graphical effects. You could have the color effect change. You could have the pixelate or the fisheye effect coming in the more lives you lose. If you're doing anything like that, what you'll need to make sure you do is in your reset loop at the top, you include either clear graphical effects to set it back to normal or go back to the first costume. So there's lots to think about and lots to try out. I think the sound is a good idea, and I think the adding and duplicating your loop to have an effect that happens for lives being at 1 and lives being at 2 are both useful options to try. This is a chance to really get creative with the code because you've got nearly a fully functioning game. So think what you want to happen. Really think about the duplicate function as well, and think about something like lives 1 and lives 2. Have fun, explore, and as always, I want to see the best ones.